Hello, I'm Philip Lyons, Dean of the College of Criminal Justice at Sam Houston State University. Since its founding in 1965, the College of Criminal Justice has been a leader preparing the next generation of professionals in criminal justice and criminology, forensic science, security studies, and victim studies. Our academic programs provide students with a unique opportunity to learn from our world-renowned faculty, which includes not only leading criminal justice researchers, but also professionals who bring their valuable real-world experience to the classroom. Our connections in the criminal justice field through our research partnerships, academically engaged courses, and our internship and career services office provide students opportunities to earn experience while pursuing their degrees, making them more attractive to potential employers upon graduation. We offer many flexible course options to suit your educational needs, offering courses in person and online, including our premium distance learning courses. To learn more about the SHSU College of Criminal Justice, scan the QR code you see on the screen, and keep watching more to learn about why Sam Houston State University is a great place to continue your educational journey. Thank you for considering the SHSU College of Criminal Justice, and eat 'em up, cats.
The state-of-the-art facilities at Sam Houston, like this forensics lab, is what drew me here when I was looking at places to go to college.
It's super nice. We can run 2 different practices at the same time in 2 different arenas. And if we get rained out, we can still come over here and throw down steers and rope and everything else.
One of the things I love about Sam Houston is got to be the art. It's truly beautiful and makes walking campus a really unique experience.
Sam Houston State University was established in 1879 in Huntsville, Texas, with a mission of service to grow the teaching workforce. Since then, we have expanded to serve more than 21,000 students among 8 colleges, earning degrees on campus and online. More than half of our students are the first in their families to earn a 4-year degree. 140 years later, we've grown from humble beginnings, building new facilities and valuable community connections. To some Bearcats, campus may look or feel a little different from what they remember. The Southeast Texas Applied Forensic Science Facility is a research, education, and training center in Walker County designed to advance applied anthropology, human anatomy, forensic science, biology, and chemistry to advance scientific understanding for criminal investigations.
So I'm going to stop it there. The things that I want to talk to you about, and some of this will apply directly to you, and some of it will apply to candidates you may receive later from Sam. But I'm going to talk a bit about certificates, because in the past we really haven't had a certificate program. I'm going to talk about our online program that's uniquely tailored to professionals, and then we'll get right into the Bachelor's of Applied Arts and Science with a concentration in criminal justice. So without further ado, when we talk about certificates, one of the things that we recognize is that we are a blue-collar school, meaning that many of our students work. Many professionals try to come back to school, and in the past, we really haven't had a certificate program. And so what we wanted to be able to do was to make our students more competitive. And so what do I mean with that? Well, if you complete school and you complete electives, or in some cases, courses that you're required to compete anyway, you can go through it and earn certificates. And we'll talk about a couple of what those certificates are. But if you can see on the slide, current students, they have the opportunity to gain a certificate that they can put on their LinkedIn profile. So as soon as the students complete the courses at the end of that semester, they get the certificate. So that means that they can use that certificate to compete for jobs, because many of our students worked. The other thing with that is, if I have 2 students that have a degree and I have to choose between them, the marketplace can be pretty competitive. And so one student that's taken the initiative to go and get a certificate, it can be something that can differentiate one from the other. The other certificates I'm going to talk about are ones that can help you if you're transitioning. And I'll talk about some in security studies that are very specific to that. So again, these aren't mandatory, they aren't required, but there are some things that can differentiate our students as they go through. And then if you go through and we start talking about this program, you're going to have to take electives And in those electives, you can choose to complete a certificate. And so what are some of those certificates? Well, undergraduate certificate in crime analysis and mapping. We've worked with the College of Science and Engineering Technology. And so the Environmental and Geosciences Department, they have mapping courses. And so they have 5 mapping courses, and there's 3 that are required of those 5. And you could take those 3 courses along with a crime analysis course on the criminal justice side and criminal investigations, and you can get a certificate in crime analysis and mapping. Our victim studies, most of our victim studies students are going to take the victim studies courses anyway. And so there's 4 courses that you could take, and you take those courses and get the certificate in victim studies. And that's something that can help our students in that area to compete for a job before they even finish their degree. I also talked about these courses that are in security studies. One of the things that I found when I was coming out of the Army and I was transitioning from that world, I mean, I spent 26 years in the Army. That's what I knew. That's what I did. But I didn't know a lot about transportation security. I didn't know about healthcare security. I didn't know about chemical and energy security. And so these courses are designed so that if you were making that transition, and so you may be a police officer and you're not going to be a police officer forever. If you're making a transition like that and you want to work in the field of security, well, these courses are designed that there's 5 courses. 3 of the courses are the same for each of these certificates. Those courses are the same. They focus on emergency management, crisis management. They focus on computer science, which is basically cybersecurity. And then they focus on critical infrastructure protection. And then where they vary is they get very specific in what are the specifics on healthcare security? What are the specifics on transportation security? What are the specifics related to energy and chemical? When I talk about specifics, we're talking about what are the security vulnerabilities? What are the regulatory requirements? And so those are questions that if you were to go for a job interview, you might be asked. If you're putting together a resume, you may need to take your resume and tailor it to the questions and the language that's used in that particular industry. And these particular courses are put together so that you understand what those issues are in that particular area with resilience and with vulnerabilities. So that's the certificates available in transportation, healthcare, and energy and chemical. We've got 3 additional certificates that became available this fall, and those are focused on forensics. So we've got a 5-course forensic certificate. We've had an online minor available for quite some time. It's actually 8 courses, but it includes the hard science component. We took the science part of it out, and you can still complete those other courses. In the spring, we're actually going to have that in 5 weeks, and I'll talk about those 5 weeks here in a moment. But we also have a certificate in criminal justice management and leadership. If you've heard of our LCC, Leadership and Management, our LEMIT program has our leadership program, and I'll talk a bit about the courses that come along with it. But that specifically was designed for that program, but we also offer it to our students. And then if you're not a criminal justice major, maybe you've gotten your degree somewhere else and you still want to have a certificate in criminal justice, you can align that way, and that's where our 5-course certificate is available there. So those are some certificates that are available. The thing that we've put together that's specific to professionals, if you're a police officer and you can't take a 15-week course online, that's understandable. It'd be very difficult to do. Even graduate courses that are 7.5 weeks become very difficult to put together. So what we've done is we've taken our Homeland Security program, we've taken our criminal justice program, and we've taken all of those courses and we've put them in 5-week format. So every course that you're required to take in the required courses and the electives are available in 5 weeks. And so what that means is during a normal semester, which is a 15-week semester, where you would normally take 1 course in that 15 weeks, you can take an A, B, and C term. That's 5 weeks for each. You could actually take 3 courses in the time that it would take you to take 1 course. And those courses are asynchronous, meaning that if you need to take that material at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can do it then. If you need to take that material at midnight, you can do it then. The only thing that's required is there is a due date each week. And so there are multiple choice exams that have to be taken, and there are exercises that have to be completed. And so they're just due by the end of each week. So if you need to do those exercises at the beginning of the week, then you do them at the beginning of the week. If you need to do them on Saturday and they're due on Sunday, you do them on Saturday. It's really based on what time you have to get that material done. But they're in 5 weeks, you can get all those done. There are some courses at the university that you still may have to complete that are outside of those 5 weeks, but they're all online, and you can complete the entire program in that manner. So this is where I'm going to switch it over, and I'm going to ask Dr. Doug Ulrich to talk a little bit, but I want to give you some information on the Bachelor's of Applied Arts and Science and why we opted to go in this route. Again, when I came into this position, what I saw right away is that, for example, one of my employees that I work with really closely, she just finished her bachelor's program, and she had to start over after completing her basic police officer's course and everything else. She got 1 credit worth of basically a 3-hour credit for all the things that she had done, and nothing counted toward her bachelor's of arts or bachelor's of science in that direction. And so there are a lot of people that have gone through a community college where they could get a applied arts and science degree. And so that applied arts and science degree can go directly toward a bachelor's of applied arts and science. And so 36 hours of that program could count directly toward your requirements, and you wouldn't lose credits in that direction. So I'm going to ask Doug to come online here and talk a little bit about the program. He's actually been doing it for a long time, and just get a little background, and then we'll go through and we'll answer your question about this. But I want Dr. Ulrich to talk a little bit first.
Oh, good deal. Thanks for the invitation tonight. I'm sure you can't see me for some reason. My camera isn't working real well, but anyway, I'm here. And some say I've been doing this a little bit too long. I retired last summer, but I still take care of the BAAS program. Little quick history. This program is really for the traditional career and technology students. And if you took that kind of stuff in high school, that's really where it started from, making those teachers. But in the 80s, when we started getting students with technical associate's degrees, AAS degrees, applied arts and sciences degrees, the state asked us to create a program to where those hours would transfer here fairly seamlessly. Mainly those are like auto tech, computing science, but any kind of AAS degree will transfer into us. A couple of years ago, we got approval to also accept students that have basically apprenticeships, internships, mentorship programs, union apprenticeships, and programs like you guys mainly go through in the police academies. We can also figure out a way to get you accepted into Sam Houston and have those hours count for 36 hours of your major towards your degree here. But that's through a portfolio. And we'll talk about the portfolio here shortly. But the BAAS program is really for anybody in the trades, and you guys and gals are considered as part of the trades and industry type people. So we'll figure out a way to get you accepted. And you can get in touch with me online, or email me, or call me, whatever, and we'll get you started in the program.
So before we go and talk about the different ways to be accepted, I think there might be a couple of questions. Nope.
Maybe not.
Okay, well, we'll go to the next slide. Again, this is meant, and I'll pass this back between myself and Dr. Ulrich. But the first part of this, if you have gone to a community college, and many people go to a community college to complete their basic peace officers course. Not everybody does. I mean, obviously, you may have gone to a bigger academy. You might have gone to through Department of Public Safety. You may have gone to a larger city that does their own academy, but others go through community college. And through that community college, you may have also completed other coursework and completed their Associate of Applied Arts and Science. And so that's the easiest way to just transfer into the school. And so typically those are 60-hour programs, and that law enforcement 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is part of that program. It's already put together, and you have the option to only complete the law enforcement portion and get your BPOC, basic police officer certification, or you can also complete the other coursework and get your Associate of Applied Arts and Science. And so that is the easiest way, just to come right into the program, and that's a seamless transfer. And so what I would tell you is that every community college is just a little bit different in what classes that they offer as it relates to that. So I can't tell you that everyone is going to be the same exactly how the transfer works, but what's going to be the same is the law enforcement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that 36 hours of transfer related to that. What's going to be a little bit different are going to be the core courses that you take. And so when the whole thing comes over, there'll be a comparison between, what you have left to take that might be required for your core courses, and then what you still need to take moving forward for your criminal justice concentration. Because you may have taken some courses that are part of the concentration and may not need to take others, but there'll have to be a comparison to that transfer. And then
That's correct. Let me interject real quick.
Go ahead.
If you're transferring, and for some reason, when you get your acceptance back, it tells you that your technical courses, your academy courses don't transfer, you need to make sure you contact one of us so we can make sure that the registrar's office in your transcript evaluation gets those classes posted properly. A lot of times the community college will submit a transcript that doesn't show that your AAS degree was completed. And we'll have to go through it and have them have another transcript sent so we can verify that thing was completed. Or if it's in progress, we can get you in the program tentatively until your Associates of Applied Arts and Sciences is completed, and then those hours will show up. So it's kind of a complicated process. Just bear with us and work with us as closely as you can stand us, and we'll make sure you get in the program properly.
So if you haven't gone through and completed your AAS at a community college, but you have obviously completed BPOC because you're a licensed peace officer, then there are other ways to complete your portfolio and get accepted that way. And so we're going to talk about how to apply. We're going to talk about what college you're applying for, all that as we move through. And what I would say is the biggest thing is to get your application in, get the right college selected, and we'll talk about how to do that. And then once that's done, then when you get individually, and that will probably be with Doug or one of his partners, they will go through and fine tune exactly what you need for that portfolio to get you in the program. And that's if you don't have the AAS coming in. So Doug, is there anything else you want to talk about on that? I mean, it can be complex, and I don't know that it saves us a lot of.
It's more complex on our end than the student's end.
Right.
It's frustrating on the student's end sometimes because they can't get the answers through the SAM Center, the advising center. You have to know to contact me, or hopefully your CJ advisor or your SAM Center advisor is knowledgeable about this program, and they can get you in contact with me so I can get your paperwork straight. And then I'll send you a list of classes, and we'll work together. You'll probably get sick of talking to me, but we'll get you set up to make sure everything gets organized properly so you know what you have to do and when you have to do it.
So with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Leadership and Command College that, again, it takes about 3 years to get into that. Some of you may have already completed it, but one of the things that we've just started with this last class that completed, we've always had a mechanism for folks to apply for undergraduate or graduate level credit. In the past, it's been 9 hours of credit at the undergraduate level, and it's been 6 hours of graduate credit. We've recently reevaluated that program. And so right now, those folks that are going through the Leadership Command College, they're actually, when they complete the 3 courses that are involved with that, they're getting undergraduate credit for the 4 courses that are listed here. And they're also going to get an undergraduate academic certificate in management and leadership. So I talked about those certificate programs. They're going to get that undergraduate certificate that goes along with this. And so that becomes important because I showed previously that slide that shows these electives that you need. Well, you're already on a pathway to your leadership training. Well, you're going to complete these courses as well. And so while you're on that path, you're going to get credit for those courses, and that'll apply to your overall program. So if you were to be a transfer student in the traditional sense, because some of you have already completed a regular associate's degree, and so that they come from all different community colleges, and some of them that we already have an agreement with, and we've got some transfer maps that work pretty well with. Some community colleges we don't have an agreement with, but we still work with those transfer maps. I just showed this particular slide as an example. This particular transfer map, I think, is one that we use with Texas Southmost College, for example. And those QR codes, one is specific to Texas Southmost College, and the other one is the Be a Bearcat. It basically takes you through the process to apply. But it talks about the different credits that you would need to complete in that junior and senior year. The point being that no matter where you are, if you've already completed an associate's degree and you transfer in, then we're going to get you on track. You're going to get your individual understanding of where you are and what coursework you still need to do. And everything that's on this sheet as far as coursework you would need to do, you can completely do online. And so every one of these courses that's a criminal justice course can also be done in that 5-week premium distance learning format. So let's talk about the application process. This has changed a little bit over time. It used to be the only option was Apply Texas. If you go and go to applytexas.org, this is your route. So you're going to see different things out there. There's a common application. There's a couple other options, but because of where you're at, Apply Texas is what you will go through and do. The important things that you need to understand are the deadlines. 1 August is the deadline for the fall. The coming deadline for the spring is the 15th of December, and then for the summer is the 15th of May. Now, what has to happen there is you have to fill out that application by that date. And what happens when you fill out that application is that's all you're doing, is just filling out an application. You're going to then receive in about 72 hours, or give or take, you're going to get another contact from Sam Houston State University. And in that, it's going to talk to you about your application fee, which is $50 as an application fee for applying. You're going to get information on what additional things you need to provide, which will be your transcripts. If you've gone to school anywhere else, you'll need to provide those transcripts. And they're going to tell you anything else that you need in order to complete your application. You don't have to have all of your transcripts in by these due dates. You have to have your application in by these due dates. I would encourage you, if you want to apply, get your application in as soon as possible, because what you don't want to do is wait till the last minute, because you want to be able to have the greatest flexibility and to get into the programs that you want to get into. And sometimes those fill up and you may not get into the courses that you want to take. So this gives you greater options to get in ththose courses.
Hey, Dave, let me interject real quick. If you
Go
want
ahead.
to start classes in the spring of 25, you need to apply as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while for your transcripts from every community college, trade school, university that you've taken to get here, get evaluated, and for you and I to get together to get things lined up so you can register as soon as you can as well. So thank you, Dave.
So the second part of that is it's going to ask you what college you are applying for. And so you might think, well, I want to do criminal justice, so I want to apply for the College of Criminal Justice. Well, right now, if you want to apply for the BAS, it's this Bachelor's of Applied Arts and Science, you're actually going to apply for the College of Science and Engineering Technology, because that's where that rests. For some reason, you put your application in and it goes in and you end up in the wrong place, don't worry about it. We can get you where you need to go. But that's where the BAS is. You're still going to get your bachelor's degree with a concentration in criminal justice. It's just the program can only rest in one college, and that's currently where it is. So do we have a question out there?
Yes. Who will be my advisor once I'm accepted to do the BAAS? Who will be my advisor in criminal justice, or will it be Dr. Ulrich?
Well,
I will be your initial advisor. And then normally, once we get you guys set up, if you're comfortable with it, you work with advisors in criminal justice.
yeah,
Okay,
thanks for that.
thank you. And then on
ahead.
the classes, so only the criminal justice classes are 5 weeks, and then my core classes, will they be also 5 weeks, or they're all semester long, 15 weeks?
Very likely there'll be 15-week classes if you have additional core courses that you have to take. Now, keep in mind, if you have core courses that you have to take, and there's a community college, for example, that's closer to you than us, I mean, you don't have, you can only transfer 65 hours from a community college. So if you've already transferred over that number of hours, then you won't be able to take additional courses from a community college. But if you haven't, you can take courses there and you can take courses here. It really just depends on your situation. And that's where when you apply and get your information in, then your advisor will let you know what the courses are that you need.
It's possible you could take more than your 30 hours of core academic classes from a community college and still transfer. You and I will figure that out. That's the issue with this program, because it's really flexible on what we accept and how we accept it. I'll work with you as much as possible and give you the path of least resistance to get this 4-year degree.
So the main thing that we're doing this for is we want to eliminate the barriers. There's been so many things in the past that there's so many reasons not to move forward and go ahead and complete your degree. Well, this is not the time for that. We want to eliminate that. So here's another reason for you to go ahead and move forward. And many of you already may be aware of the peace officer exemption, but it applies here. So for the peace officer exemption, if you're taking a criminal justice course, then you will pay no tuition for that course. Now, it's not free. There are still semester fees that apply, but once you get in the program, you have to apply. And then once you get your application in, you have to show that you're an active peace officer. And there's a process for that. That'll all be things explained to you as you get in the program. But if you're employed as a peace officer in the state of Texas, or by a political subdivision of Texas, you provide a copy of your ID that shows you're a peace officer, and then you show proof to the registrar that anything you take in as a criminal justice course, then that particular course will have no fees or no tuition toward it, but you'll have to pay the fees associated with it. So you're going to get that at a reduced amount than what a normal student would have. There's more information as it relates to that on the website. So if you just go in and look at SHSU peace officer exemption, there's a lot more details. I didn't want to fill up the page with everything, but these are the main details that relates to that peace officer exemption. So your community you work for may reimburse you for college cost. But if you're taking a law enforcement type course, a criminal justice course, then it's not going to have the tuition associated with it. And here we are to questions. What are your questions as it relates to the program or anything else?
I had a question about the application process.
Okay,
So I was currently a SAM student before I went to the police academy. Would I still have to apply through Apply Texas, or how does that work exactly?
If you go to SHSU, be a Bearcat, you just go to that link. There is a option on there that for former students.
Perfect, thank you.
And that particular link will take you through what you need to do. I would say that you could call admissions. I wouldn't wish that on anybody because I've called that number and it might take you a minute to get through and talk to somebody. But if you go to that SHSU, be a Bearcat, there's a couple of different links on there, but it'll show you on there former student, and it should get you where you need to go.
Thank you.
Other questions? Doug, go ahead. I'm sorry. S. Blair.
Sorry, I had to unmute my audio. Is the maximum for the Texas Peace Officer Academy? I'm a Texas peace officer, but I'm also a retired federal agent. Is there additional hours that I may get for FLETC, which is I'm sure you know, the Federal Law Enforcement Academy?
Well, I'm going to have to defer to Doug on this. I think the answer is you're going to get 36 hours
Okay.
towards that. But
Correct. The maximum you can use is your technical workforce type stuff is 36 hours.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
But again, in the past, you didn't have any of those credits. You might get a 3-hour PE credit, and
Right.
being able to count 36 hours toward a degree is just amazing compared to what you had the ability to do before. And this is not a new program in Texas. I mean, there's other universities that have been offering it for some time, but we wanted to give you the opportunity to get a degree in with a concentration in criminal justice. You're taking the same criminal justice courses as other students here, and you're going to be able to get that from SAM. And we just welcome you to come in, and we hope that you're going to come in and get the opportunity to complete your degree here. So
yes, as a real quick, also, if you have any military credits, sometimes if you spend time in the military, you get a variety of different college credits or university credits. But also, if you're bilingual, you can try to test out of the language requirements in some of the sections, which are not requirements, but they're options as part of our core. So we'll talk about those things once you get accepted and once we see where the holes are in your core, and we'll give you like I say, the path of least resistance is what I like to call it.
Doug, can I have you talk about the CATM 4360 as well?
Yes, as part of the BAAS program, once you get accepted, you're eligible for up to 9 hours of career and technology mentorship credits. The state used to allow us to just give you 9 hours of credit for working, for your past work experience. But about 15 years ago, they no longer allow us to gift any work credit hours, but you can get 3 hours of credit per semester for working 20 plus hours a week. And basically, it's an online class that each week you document your weekly work experiences. And then there's 10 assignments during the semester, 10 to 12. It depends on which of the sections you're in. And one semester, it focuses on stuff like career awareness type things, and it works really good for the younger students that are trying to figure out what the heck they're doing in life. It's kind of a wash for you guys that have quite a bit of work experience. The second semester, it talks about financial experiences, similar to like Dave Ramsey type stuff. And then the third experience is retirement planning type things. But it's three classes, 9 hours. That's probably as easy as you're going to gather college credits. There's no tests. It's just assignments every couple of weeks.
So again, you get those 36 hours because you just completed the training that you did, and you're going to get 9 hours because you go through and work 20 hours a week, and I know you're working more than 20 hours a week.
Right.
And that's just another opportunity for you to go toward the completion of the hours that are required. So again, we're trying to remove those barriers, take away those obstacles that are in your path, and let's just move forward and get you a degree. So if you've got any other questions, again, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Dr. Ulrich, and we encourage you to apply and get in the program. And if you've got anybody else that have questions, send them our way, and appreciate your time. This recording is going to be available. We'll post it on the site. If anybody wants to reach out and get a copy, please let me know. And we're available for anything you need. So thanks for your time.